Good Sunday evening, everybody. Thank you for joining us for DC News Now at 6 o'clock. I'm Ben Dennis. We begin with heartbreak in Prince George's County. Those storms throughout the region packed a punch. Check it out. This canopy of a gas station in northwest DC came tumbling down on top of a van. We begin tonight with breaking news. Yet another American soldier has been killed in the Middle East. A 6-year-old boy remains intubated after he was found unresponsive at the bottom of a swimming pool here at UDC.
Why is the guard here and the military here on the National Mall where, violent crime is not concentrated, sir? Any details you could share about where the guard's going to be deployed, where violent crime is actually happening in D.C.?
America's strikes come after Israel targeted nuclear sites in Iran earlier this month. Iran then launched a counterattack. This is what you're seeing right here. Both candidates call Central Virginia home. Longtime residents of the Richmond suburbs. Again, back to this point, 44% of the vote is in for the number 2 position across the entire Commonwealth. A lot of people were wondering what the heck arrived on their doorstep today in Northern Virginia, but the National Weather Service tells me their radar indicated it was likely a strong series of straight winds that moved through. It's one thing for an umbrella to fly through the air. It's another thing like a sharp stick. Federal officials just told me 5 people were arrested for allegedly vandalizing the reflecting pool. That's right, and essentially before the plane is even built, Virginia lawmakers and the governor booked passengers to fly on it. Dave, before you go, I want to ask you this, because as you mentioned on the president's announcement on social media about reopening these gates at 9:45, he says that we're going to wait it out. I don't care if it's 2 o'clock in the morning. It's a direct quote right here.
It was like a movie.
Really just destruction all around me right here in Burke, Virginia, south of George Mason University. Check it out. This neighborhood, several blocks, trees that have turned into toothpicks. Houses have been damaged to them, to cars as well.
And the bullet went into my chest and it's still in there.
Did it cross your mind immediately? Am I going to survive this?
Oh yeah. I looked down and I saw how much blood was coming out.
Started asking questions after the mayor's office said that she'd be going to Augusta, Georgia last weekend. Her team tells me she did attend the golf tournament for work, not for play. We're now working to find out how much money was spent to get there as residents sound off. Let's peel this all away for you, Chris and Susan. Good evening. Take the energy of the Harlem Globetrotters, bottle it up, put it on the baseball diamond. You've got the Savannah Bananas. Young fans behind me here, too. The world's largest rubber duck takes over Maryland. Nothing to quack about. Look at the record-breaking duck standing more than 60 feet high in the sky after the break. You know, yearning and burning to do the single ladies dance at this point.
I thought about that. I can't do it. He put a ring on it.
Young gator is now on its way to an animal sanctuary in Scranton, Pennsylvania, where it can live in peace. Scott Sumner, what would you name a gator if you had one for a pet? I would name it Gloria Gator, because it clearly can survive in the wharf.
Oh my goodness.
You're watching the station covering all of the DMV. This is DC News Now.
Good Saturday evening. Thank you for joining us for DC News Now at 10 o'clock on DC W50. I'm Ben Dennis. We begin tonight with continuing coverage. Cleanup is ongoing after yesterday's deadly storm. Here's the scene of Fairfax County on the GW Parkway. That's where 1 of 2 people died after a tree crushed their cars. Our thanks to David, thanks to meteorologist Scott Sumner in advance on this Saturday evening for providing us an update on power outages. Scott.
Yeah.
New tonight, 1 person is dead after a carbon monoxide leak inside of a Maryland home. This happened in St. Mary's County. And new tonight, a free veggie giveaway for anyone living in D.C. More than 14,000 pounds of fresh squash, peppers, herbs and flowers, too, will be given away by DC's Parks and Rec Department. Got less than an hour to let people know about how they're going to wake up tomorrow morning in terms of their forecast. Scott? Welcome back to DC News Now at 10 o'clock. I'm Ben Dennis. More local news in a moment. First, the top stories from the last half hour. 2 people are dead from falling trees in Fairfax County, Virginia, after those strong storms swept through yesterday. New tonight, a man is without a home after a fire broke out in Rockville this morning. It's happening near Turkey Branch Parkway. And looking ahead to tomorrow, a special mass in D.C. for the election of Pope Leo. All right, the Washington Capitals season has come to a close, like it or not. But it was a season that made plenty of headlines and history. Alex Flum caught up with the team this morning. They spoke to journalists for the final time before the offseason. Here's his report. Music lovers, this one's for you. It is summer concert season, and Wolf Trap in Vienna, Virginia, is gearing up. They say it's going to be their biggest concert season yet.
I can smell the barbecue already.
We're dusting off the grill. We're going to whip out the burgers and dogs here shortly.
Yes, indeed. Yeah.
All right. I can't wait for it. Thank you, Scott.
Yeah, thank you.
And thank you for joining us for DC News Now at 10 o'clock. Of course, game night is coming up at 11.
Yep.
You don't want to miss that with your local sports headlines. In the meantime, have a great Saturday evening. Take it easy. A retired Air Force colonel is calling out the federal government over what he believes is a disservice to retired military members. After real IDs were required for plane passengers to fly, reports emerged of military retirees facing additional screening at airports. I sat down with retired Colonel William Coleman after he sent letters to the Pentagon and the Department of Homeland Security seeking a change.
My outfit was responsible for the security of Air Force One. You stay up late at night when you have a resource like that in your backyard that you're responsible for.
After more than 3 decades of military service, retired Air Force Colonel William Coleman says the federal government should step up.
I'm writing to ask you for your help in righting an egregious wrong.
Coleman recently sent letters to Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth and Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem over reports of military retirees facing additional screening by TSA at airports. After using their official retired military IDs, which lack expiration dates and labeled indefinite, IDs are reportedly flagged by TSA computers because they're not recognized as so-called real IDs, which are now required to fly. Issues documented nationwide.
Does not have an expiration date, and when the TSO went to check it on their computer and their software, it shows that it's expired.
Does this also deter you from even wanting to show up to the airport?
Absolutely. Since Real ID, I haven't even gone to an airport, don't intend to. It's a dignity thing.
While the Department of Homeland Security website insists retired military IDs will continue to be accepted at checkpoints, it's unknown if every TSA agent recognizes them as official, meaning an opportunity for additional questioning. For now, Coleman hopes what he's written in black and white can turn the page on what he believes is an avoidable hindrance.
We don't ask for much, although we gave quite a bit to receive this minor benefit. Let us enjoy it while we can. Sincerely, William T. Coleman, Colonel, United States Air Force, retired.
A recent forecast from Statista suggested there are 2.3 million retirees in the U.S., no telling how many are 65 and older, and may have been asked to provide alternate ID or face additional TSA screening. Now, I asked the Department of Homeland Security if they have plans to update those scanning systems so that these specific IDs are recognized and don't need to be additionally verified. We're awaiting a response. Just beneath the surface of the Potomac River sits the remains of a forgotten wartime gamble, more than a century old. More than 100 wooden steamships built during World War I now rest at Mallows Bay. Today, bald eagles soar overhead, osprey nest atop the wrecks, and kayakers quietly weave through what many now call the ghost fleet.
These ships are now thriving ecosystems, islands of life.
Elena Gilroy helps preserve the site.
Nature has really done a great job of reclaiming her space.
But the ships were never meant to stay here.
Anywhere that could build a ship was building a ship.
During World War I, the federal government launched a massive emergency shipbuilding effort after the U.S. realized how dependent we had become on foreign ships to move goods overseas. Maritime historian Sal Mercogliano says global shipping disruptions and German sub-warfare forced the country to ramp up production, and fast.
The U.S. found itself in a position where it couldn't move its goods.
The U.S. built more than 300 ships across 26 states, including more than 100 that would later end up here in Mallows Bay. But by the time many of these ships were completed, America won the war, along with the Allied powers. Many never fulfilled the purpose they were built for. Some briefly worked coastal trade routes, but eventually the unwanted fleet was gathered in Virginia's James River before being moved upstream to Widewater, south of Quantico.
Some of the ships were breaking loose from their mooring and going across the shipping channels.
Eventually, many were brought across the Potomac to Mallows Bay, where companies stripped valuable metal from the steamships and burned what remained. During the Great Depression, locals scavenged scrap from the wrecks to survive.
About 15% of the income of the county was locals salvaging metal.
250 years into this nation's history, what was built out of necessity during World War I is a reminder that not every chapter is a triumph, but all of them leave a mark. Over time, nature transformed what many once viewed as industrial waste into something entirely different. Trees now grow from the wreckage, beavers build lodges on top of the ships, and visitors now paddle quietly through the remains.
A lot of people leave here having really found a peaceful connection with with nature.
During Hurricane Isabel in 2003, the storm surge lifted one 300-foot ship and dropped it directly on top of another, reshaping part of this fleet. But not every vessel here dates back to World War I. The Accomack, once a Chesapeake Bay ferry carrying passengers and vehicles across the water, was later brought here after a fire, becoming the newest ship in the fleet.
It was originally the Virginia Lee. It was a World War II troop carrier.
As the nation approaches 250 years of history, Mallows Bay stands as a reminder that even America's unfinished chapters help shape what came next.
I think that everybody can find their connection to this place if they take the time to explore it.
In Charles County, Maryland, I'm Ben Dennis.